Hi guys, so how much fibre do we need in a day? The recommended amount is 18 grams per day, but really we need 30. And this is what 30 grams of fibre can look like. I'm going to show you how to cook it and how to make it look really delicious and taste really delicious. Not like this boring plate of vegetables and grains, but right now I'm over here and the fibre's over there, so I'm going to go over there now. So yeah, this sweet potato is 700 grams in weight and it contains 21 grams of fibre. If you eat this at one sitting, you know, if you roasted it with olive oil and some rock salt, our good old friend rock salt, this sweet potato would give you 21 grams of fibre and you're already nearly 3/4 of the way there. And if you just added, I don't know, some lettuce in a nice salad, you're going to be over your 30 grams of fibre a day. So let's crack on and cook something lovely. If you like what you see here on this channel and you're a newbie and you're not following yet, do follow along because there's going to be more videos, more lives, more interesting things to look at for when you're over 50. Because things do change when you get to 50. And you really have to start looking after yourself. And even if you're younger, follow along anyway. You'll be all clued up by the time you get to 50. So today I'm going to make some lovely cookies. And I'm going to show you how right now. Switch on the oven. They only take 10 minutes in the oven. And they're a super, super delicious thing to make. I'm going to remove my glasses because I can't see what I'm doing from far away. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to grab a bowl. Going into the depths of my cupboards again. I always think I'm so prepared and I never am prepared for this, ever. Right, so this is nearly 200 grams of almond flour going into that bowl there. And we're going to mush into that 3 bananas and we're going to add 100 grams of oats. And on the cooker, we're going to cook off camera right now, off camera, sorry guys. I've got to get better at this, haven't I, really? We're going to add some butter and some sugar. About 100 grams of butter. I'm just doing it by eye, but you can add it up. And it does say to call for a lot of sugar, but I'm not going to put a lot in. I'm going to put in about 100 grams and we're going to melt that on the cooker now. So in the comments, if you want to tell me how you eat your 30 grams of fibre, do go ahead. Or if you have any questions at all, ask away. These are great if you eat them right after your main meal. The secret about eating sweet things is not to eat them first thing in the morning, because what they do is they spike your sugar, glucose levels, and it can all just be a bit much for your digestive system, and sometimes you can get really quite awful indigestion. I mean, everyone is different. We're not all the same person. But if you're like me, that's what happens. And I get quite, yeah, and I don't even suffer with indigestion, but it just seems to happen. So if you add them to the end of a meal, sort of after lunch or after you've eaten a protein breakfast or after your dinner, you get that sugary benefit, but without any of the pain. And also, you know, if you ate this first thing in the morning, you'd be starving again by 10 o'clock. But if you eat it after some protein, you won't be hungry as fast. The protein satiates you, and it just makes for a much easier digestion and really gets you going in the morning. I'm a bit of a lover as well of not eating first thing in the first hour. I'm not into fasting. Fasting doesn't really work for me. And I don't, just don't want to do it. Just don't want to fast. So, but what I do is I kind of try not eat anything in the first hour. So I'll be up at 7, but I won't eat until 10. So I'm just going to check, see if my sugar has melted into my butter. As you can see, I'm not going to need a lot because it's already come together. Marvellous. So it's just cooking here. I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir. I use the same spoon. We're not a chefy programme. It just leaves her in her kitchen, at home, educating about fibre and other things. So we're just going to give that a mix. You don't need a lot of sugar because you've got 3 bananas in there, but you do want them to be a little bit sort of, the cookies to be a little bit crispy. So just mix that up till it forms a nice squidgy banana-y dough. You want them to be gooey. Gooey on the inside and crispy on the out. Little trick I learned for French boulangerie is to place sugar on your cooking tin. And that's how you get crispy bottom. Such fun. So I'm going to now grab an oven tray. Should have really thought of this beforehand, because actually I was going to pop it on there. I'm going to grab some sugar. So I've got some vanilla sugar here. What I do with this is I just keep on adding sugar to the vanilla pods that are in there, and it's absolutely delicious. Right, so I'm just going to grab a spoon. If you use a lot of fruit in your baking, you don't use as much of the gnarly stuff, and it just helps you to not add more sugar into your diet every single day. Because actually, did you know there's no recommended amount of sugar that you should intake in a day? It's 0. Absolutely 0. Obviously, we get sugars in things like sweet potatoes, carrots and vegetables, fruits, whatever. It's in there already. But what they're talking about is adding sugar in. So, the white or the brown stuff. There is no recommended amount of sugar that you should consume in a day. So if you can work that sugar out of your coffee, it's a good thing. Just take it nice and black. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to grab my tray. It's a bit of a mismatch today, isn't it, really? Bit of a mismatch. So it's real life though. That's what it is. It is actually real life. So since I've been eating like this, I have found that for one, my stomach has gone down. I used to get really bloated, and it didn't matter what I did, if I stayed off bread or if I stayed off pasta or wheats or dairy. I was like, what on earth is going on? Why does this keep on happening? So I'm just going to shove them in the middle. And since I started eating this way, which is always starting with a nutty salad or a good bit of broccoli. I've got an ace recipe for broccoli. I mean, I'm not, it's not, I don't go, oh, broccoli, yum. But this recipe that I have got is amazing. So that will be on here at some point when I get round to it. Right, so we can posh them in the oven. Bish bash bosh. Oh, and I've got my parents' dogs here as well as my own, and Bert, actually, who you've just probably heard, is just sounding out that he is here. Unfortunately, Bert's very blind, and he is, well, he's a little bit deaf, and he doesn't quite know where he is at the moment. But he is 14, and he's still doing well. He's still eating. So now let's go ahead and make that broccoli dish, because this is one way of getting your fibre into you. So 1 head of broccoli, slice the ends off, and then just make all the florets. It's really easy, and I love to do this with Romanesca as well. Excuse me. See, it's alive. All things happen on alive. Right, so florets of broccoli. You can do it with cauliflower. It's like a new age cauliflower cheese, but you just don't use as much cheese. So our good old friend rock salt in there, just to make sure there's nothing on the broccoli, you know, pesticides, somebody else's hands juice. I'm just giving it a rinse. Yeah, so rinse it off, get a dish, like so, a nice flat one. Grab some onions and just slice them into rings. This is super duper simple from Super Duper Simple Land, but ever so tasty, and it goes with absolutely everything. You know, if you're cooking a roast chicken, you can't be bothered to do all the roasted potatoes and everything else. Just do this little veggie dish. So you slice the onions. Yes, yes, Bert, I know you're here. And it's like mayhem in this kitchen. It is, it's like mayhem. So Bert's telling us that he's here. Hello, Bert. He can smell things, so he wants some. So just slice your onions up. Oh, and they're making me, woo, woo, a little bit sparkly in the eyes. And then add on your broccoli florets. Very, very easy. That's enough for 2 people. Just quadruple it if you have more people for dinner. And then grab some Parmigiano. Oh, can you get in? Can you get into the Parmesan? And just sprinkle it on. I have no idea why I'm coughing. I think it's the onions. And a bit of olive oil. Just washed my hands again. Sorry, guys. Pop that in the oven. And let it roast away. And I'm going to have to stop this live because this cough is going to come like there's no tomorrow. So I'll be back to you shortly. What's going on?